Can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me? Beautiful. Thank you. So welcome to everybody if you're from New Zealand. Hello, and welcome if you're from Australia tonight. I'm so excited to be hosting this for the next half an hour. For those of you who I haven't met before, my name is Dani Stevens. I am what's called an Executive National Vice President with the company Arbonne. If you haven't heard this presentation before, that will mean nothing to you, and that's okay. I will explain it as I go through the presentation, but just so you all know what tonight is about before we get started, it is just information, okay? So you don't have to say anything, you don't have to do anything. I'm not going to put anyone on the spot. I can see a lot of you, which is so lovely. I can see your faces. You can have your video on, you can have your video off. I can't hear anyone though, just so you know. Don't worry if you've got the screaming kids in the background or the cranky husband. I can't hear anything. You'll just hear me. If you do have any questions, do feel free though to pop them in the chat function. I will have a look at the end of the presentation and I'll answer anything for who wants to stay on and listen to the answers. So before we get into tonight, I'll give you my background and what I did before Arbonne and how I was introduced to the business, just because we haven't met before and you probably think, who is this strange lady? And then I will go through how we run an Arbonne business to see if it is a fit for you or not. And it is absolutely fine if it's not, and it is absolutely fine if it is. As I said, tonight is just information for you to help you make that decision to see if it is a fit for you or not. Because 5 years ago when I was introduced to this business, it's not what I thought I was looking for. And I'll be really, really honest. When someone said to me, you should have a look at this business, I said no. I had previously, just prior to being introduced, I just sold a business, my second business. My husband and I had a motel, so the leasehold and freehold of a motel for 6 years actually. We had two small children while we were running that business. We were tied to that business. Like we enjoyed some of it while we were doing it, but after 6 years of running our own business, it wasn't something that wasn't really the lifestyle we're looking for, because we worked at weekends, we worked at days, we worked at nights, we lived there, we ate there. We had no weekends free, we had nothing. So we sold that. So I was not looking to get into another business. But this person said to me, that's fine if you say no, but why don't you just listen to what this business is about and then just say no to me after that? And I thought, you know what, that's fair enough, I will. I actually went up to Melbourne, which is an hour and a half from where I live. So I live in a small seaside town called Barwon Heads in Victoria, Australia. I hopped on a train because I would not drive. I'm up in Melbourne. I hopped on a train, went up to Melbourne to listen to this presentation. I went to a room full of about 50 people. I had no intention of joining this business whatsoever. I actually had no intention of even using the product. I was just not about the product, but I thought, as I said, I'll listen and then I'll say no, and hopefully this girl will leave me alone and not bug me again. So I actually sat at the front of the room as a guy presenting the business too, and that intrigued me a lot, because the males actually in Arbonne are very, very, very successful, which I will explain as we go on. I did think this was a female-dominated business. He went on to say how he was previously a property developer, had been running an Arbonne business for 3 years. He said he was earning an income at that time of around $20,000 to $30,000 a month from Arbonne, and I just went rubbish or BS, did not believe him whatsoever. I actually thought he was an actor employed by the company to come up there and suck us all in. And he went on to say, a few other things, but when he actually started to talk about how he ran his business, I actually got really, really intrigued and made me think that maybe I could do this. I never thought I would be at the level that he was at. But I thought if I could even bring home, $4,000 a month, working part-time hours in and around my kids, in and around my husband, that would make a huge difference, and I would be contributing a lot to be able to do the things that we wanted to do. So I jumped in. I had no experience whatsoever in social marketing. I did know that I had a coach, I had a mentor, and I had a really simple system to follow. So I had the support of that. So I started my business. Within 17 months, I became the same level as that guy who was presenting the business to us. And as I said, I've been in the business now 5 years. 5 years on, my income per month is what I used to earn per year when I worked full-time. What it has done for us, and I will explain this a little bit more as I go on into the business, because, the money side is great, and I'm sure a lot of us, start this business because of the monetary things and things it can give us, but probably the biggest thing it has been able to give us is the choices of whether my husband, he's a builder, whether he wanted to walk out of the building trade or not, he had the choice to do that. It wasn't the money that decided whether he had to stay in that job. And his choice was to leave that because it was killing his body. The choice if I want to send my kids to private school or not, the choice if we wanted to pay off our mortgage by the age of 40, the choices that I never ever thought I'd have doing what I was doing before, or if I went and worked a 9-to-5 job. That's what Arbonne has given me. But so many people join this business, as I said, for so many different reasons. So why I joined is not why you guys would join this business, and what I get from it is not what you guys are going to get from this business as well. So listen to the business with an open mind. As I said, it may or may not be for you. My job is just to give you the information and then you can make your own minds up from there. So what I'll do is I'm going to share my screen just to run through a presentation to help me explain what we do. And then, as I said, there is that chat function down the bottom, so please feel free. I don't know why that's there. Please feel free to ask anything as we go through. Just going to move to the side there. So, look, when I first heard the word Arbonne 5 years ago, I'd actually never, ever heard it before. So that made me worried a little bit because I thought, if this business is so great, why have I never heard of it? If this product is so good, why aren't any of my friends using it, or why isn't anybody else introducing it to me? Then I heard when I joined, the business had only been in Australia for 5 years. So that is a brand new company pretty much. Like it's ground floor. It's very, very new. It's in its early stages. And then I started to worry and I went, well, I don't know if I want to join a business that's only 5 years old, because what if it doesn't work? There is no strength behind it. What if it falls over tomorrow? All these thoughts started going through my head. Then I saw this timeline and it was explained to me the business has actually been around for 37 plus years. It's been around for a long time. It was only in Australia 5 years. It's only been in New Zealand 1 year. So that's, if you haven't heard of it before, that's why. But it has huge strength behind it. We have got the most amazing corporate team in America, a CEO, Kay Zanoshi. We've got a legal team, a marketing team, general manager. We've got our own formulators, our own the wholesalers. We've got everything behind us. That gave me a lot of reassurance. Plus in Australia, plus in New Zealand, you also have your own home offices or own customer service that you can call in real time as well. So probably the most appealing thing for me when I heard this, and it might be for you guys too, you may have wanted to start your own business before, and like I have, it is terrifying to do. You are on your own. Everything falls back on you, and you're on your own pretty much. You don't have the support of anyone else. What I loved with this business, it was my own business. I could run my own business as a sole trader, but I had the support of a whole company behind me that I didn't have to. If I had a question about the product or a question about the business or, a customer not happy, I could actually ring home office and they will help me out with that support. So that was a huge, huge thing for me when looking at, starting a business. Then I heard it was social marketing, or you may have heard the term network marketing before. And again, I'm really, really transparent. What happened with me at this time is my stomach did drop a little bit because I had a huge preconceived idea on what I thought social marketing was and what network marketing was. And that's probably my generation too. I'm a Gen X, and so I can see all different types of generations on this call. I'm a Gen X. So Gen X, baby boomers, I had the preconceived idea, and I now know because I was very, very uneducated, but I did think this business was a business maybe just for stay-at-home mums, which I was at the time because I just sold a business. I thought it was for people who maybe couldn't get a job, or people who wanted a hobby or wanted, time to get out of the house. I didn't really understand that the most self-made millionaires are a direct result from social marketing than any other business in the world. That if you're a Gen Y on this call, which I can see a lot of you are, you have probably heard of social marketing before, you've heard of network marketing before, you may be studying it at university, and I think you realise that we are all doing this every single day, but most people just aren't getting paid to do it. What social marketing is and what network marketing is simply word of mouth advertising. Okay, so all of us are doing it on this call anyway. And I'll give you examples of how. Have you ever recommended anyone, whether a friend or a stranger or anyone, to go see a movie, to go to a restaurant? Have told them where you bought your pair of shoes from, what hairdresser you go to? Have you ever gone on to Facebook and, going for recommendations, like people are doing every single day? We recommend things to people all the time, and usually we go and do those things because we trust that person, or that's how we get the word of mouth out there. But think about, have you ever been paid for that referral? Have you ever got a free holiday from a travel agent, or a free meal, or a free pair of shoes, or a free haircut? We usually don't. But that's how Arbonne works, or how social marketing works, is if I recommend someone to use an Arbonne product or start their own Arbonne business, Arbonne recognise that and they give me a thank you check for that, from that one referral. But let alone if I refer more and more and more people, I get paid over and over and over. But if those people then go on to refer people, I also get paid and get recognised for that referral as well. When I heard that, and when I actually went in, read a little bit more about that business model, it made so much sense to me, and I just thought there was no reason that I shouldn't do it. It is a product-driven business though, and you do not get paid in your business unless products move through your business, which is what I love about it. But to have any success with business, you need to have a great product behind it. And as I said at the start, I was a huge snob about what I was using. I loved what I was using. I did not want to use anything else. I was paying a fortune for it. No one was paying me for it, but I loved it. So for me to switch over, there had to be some great reasons why. One was I could then get paid for using my own products. That was a huge tick. Not only for myself, for my whole family. But these are the great things about it. We are all plant-based. I was looking for a plant-based botanical product. That's what we were. Some people care about these things, some people don't, but I'm just going to let you know the great things about it. We are built on that Swiss heritage. So if you think about anything that is approved by the Swiss guidelines, it is of the highest standard. And that's what we are. So everything is approved with the highest standard. We've got the highest quality ingredients. We've got clinical results. We're not tested on animals. We are vegan certified. You can see down the bottom there, we've got the vegan certification, gluten-free certification. This is huge. So many people these days, even if you're not, are looking for this, and it is really, really hard to get these tips of approval or these certifications. So that was a huge thing when looking at a product. What I love the most is what we don't have in it and what the philosophy is. So we are in the philosophy of Arbonne. If you've ever heard of Arbonne before, you will hear the words pure, safe, beneficial. That's with everything within the company. So I love that. But what I love is we don't have all the nasty things that products on their supermarket shelves do, products in the chemist do, products in some of the salons do. We don't have that long shelf life, which is why we're moved through network marketing that those products have, because we don't have the nasty preservatives and chemicals and things like that. What I actually didn't even know myself, and I know a lot of you on the call might even realise, is we're constantly worried about what we're eating. We're trying to eat gluten-free, dairy-free, organic, all of those sorts of things, or we're trying to exercise and breathe clean air. What we're not thinking about is what we put in our skin and how much it affects us. Everything we put in our skin goes into your bloodstream. It's going to affect the way you feel, the way you look, the way your skin is. So think about that even if you don't do the business, just go in your bathroom cupboard, have a look at what is in your products and see if you're happy with those products for them to go on your skin, obviously, and to be absorbed into your bloodstream. So this slide here, I just want to show you, I want to make an example of something. Some people go, oh my God, these are the products, this is what I have to sell. This is not what this slide is about. I think some people look at this business and think because it is products and that I'm not a product person, I can't be successful, I can't do it. And that's why I think a lot of males do get a little bit deterred by this business, because they may see a makeup range and they go, I don't wear makeup, I can't be successful. That is not the case whatsoever. So even if you're a female on this call thinking, who do I think would be great at this business? Think of males, think of females. Because two things to have a successful business to start off with is you do need to have a consumable product. What that means, you need to use it and you need to run out of it. So everyone on this call, I won't put you on the spot or ask you to put your hand up, but I want you to think about, have you had a shower today? If you haven't, are you planning on it? And if you're not today, are you going to tomorrow? I'm sure all of you are going to at some stage. And I'm sure you all know people that do. So what I want you to think about, even if you're not a product person, think about what you may use when you shower. Do you hopefully, use some sort of soap, body wash, something to clean yourself with? Do you maybe shampoo or condition your hair at some stage during the week? Then, do you maybe wash your face? You may not. Do you jump out of the shower and do you then, put deodorant on? Do you use toothpaste? Do you maybe put on some moisturiser? And this is if you're not a product person. If you are, then what do you go on to use? Do you use makeup, nutrition? Do you have kids? Do you use nappy cream? Do you use hair treatments? All these sorts of things. And this is just to give you a bit of an indicator that anyone can be successful in this business as long as you are showering at some stage every day or every second day. So we've got the consumable product. Sorry, we've got the marketplace demand, meaning everyone can use it. We've got a consumable product, meaning what happens? You shower, you use all these products, they all go down the drain. You run out of them, you always rebuy them. Okay, you do not run out of these products and say, do you know what? Can't afford toothpaste this month, we're not going to brush our teeth, or can't afford soap this month, we're not going to wash ourselves. These are everyday products that we use, our whole family use, and no matter how much money we do or don't have, we always rebuy them. Okay, so that's just to give you an idea of what you may use there. So a lot of people say, well, why would I do social marketing? Why would I choose Arbonne and why would I do it now? I could list, and I won't tonight, so I won't go through all of it with you, but I could list hundreds of reasons why that everybody should, be a part of social marketing. There are hundreds of reasons. These, for me, are probably the top ones that may relate to you. One is, as I said at the start, a lot of people, not all of you on the call, but a lot of people want to be an entrepreneur. A lot of people want to start their own business, but a lot of people can't, because usually there is massive startup fees, massive startup costs, massive risk, massive overhead. So most people get scared off by that. what I loved about this is this business, you can start with low overheads, low startup, and pretty much risk-free, and you've got the support of everybody else. So even for me, my last business, and I'll give you an example, is it cost us $1 million to start our last business. We took out $1 million loan. That was a huge risk. I don't recommend doing it. It caused massive stress, massive pressure, and we worked the business 24/7. I started this business up with my products, everything, startup fee, less than the cost of a laptop, and I was able to get started straight away and earn an income back straight away. That was huge for me. So I love that. I love that you can work part-time hours, but you've got the potential to earn part-time, full-time, or the earnings I have are more than full-time, hours, and I don't work full-time hours. It is an internet-based business, and probably this is the most powerful thing now why social marketing is so huge and why you're seeing such a boom in this industry is people can work this business from anywhere as long as you have a laptop or a mobile phone and you've got a connection to Wi-Fi. You can run your business from anywhere globally. So I think about it, you can run it from any McDonald's in the world because you can get free Wi-Fi as long as you've got one of those devices. That's huge. So if you want to travel, you can run your business. If you want to work from a park or, from a restaurant, from a cafe, from home, wherever you want to work your business from, you can. And that is appealing to a lot of people, especially people who start this business already working a full-time job. They want to be able to fit it in and around what they're doing. It's great for that. It is in the health and wellness industry, and if anybody have listened to any of the experts, they all say the health and wellness industry is the next $1 trillion industry. If you're going to be a part of anything, choose the health and wellness industry. Whether it's Arbonne or not, look at that. It is the next booming, and have a look on social media now too. Look at Instagram, look at Facebook. Every second post is to do with health and wellness and what people are doing, and that is a huge way you can grow your business as well. So millions of reasons why, why it's a fantastic business. When people say to me, what do you do? And it is so simple that sometimes people try and look more into it. I'm going to explain in 3 simple steps what I do and how you can run an Arbonne business. It's not about getting you to do anything differently from what you're doing now because you're already buying these products from somewhere. Okay, you're already buying it from a supermarket, from a chemist, from a retail shop. So it's about stopping buying all of those everyday products you're using from those shops. Okay, start buying them from your own Arbonne business online. Okay, and then teach other people to do exactly the same thing. Okay, so stop buying from those places, buy them from your own business online, but teach other people to do the same thing. And you can do that in a variety of ways. You could do that online like this on the internet. So this is what I love doing. I love working from home. I love it that my kids have just had dinner. They're sitting there watching TV. My husband is with them. They're not on their own. I'm sitting here in my Ugg boots and I can still speak to people in New Zealand. I can speak to people in Australia. I can speak to people down the road. I can speak to them in the UK, wherever, and share this business. You could meet someone for a cup of coffee or a glass of wine and show them this business. You could speak to a room full of people. Whatever it is you feel comfortable doing, you can run a successful Arbonne business. But what you have is someone to show you how to do that. You do not have to make anything up, and that is what I love. Probably this for me here is the biggest thing and the most appealing thing for me is this business does not discriminate. It does not matter if you're on the call here tonight and you dropped out of high school and you're 8. It does not matter if you're sitting on the call here with a law degree. You all can be just as successful as you want to be or as the next person. So we have people from all different backgrounds. These are some of the top leaders in my organisation from all those different backgrounds. We have got stay-at-home mums. We have got lawyers. We have got males. We've got females, police officers, personal trainers, financial advisors, entrepreneurs, people that run multiple businesses plus this, people that work full-time, people that work 80 hours a week plus run an Arbonne business on the side. So I love that it doesn't discriminate. I love that it is – oh, sorry, I've got my phone off. I love that it is fair for everyone. What I also love is you cannot be successful unless you help other people be successful. It is not like the normal workplace. You're not competing with each other. My business is not successful unless I help other people. So if you're sitting here on the call going, I want to do this, and you're joining whoever the person is, and you say to them, I want to be an MVP. I want to be like what, Dani is. I heard her speak. She's a national vice president. Their best interest would be to help you become what you want to become in this business, because not only does it help you, it helps them and it helps everybody. So that was really, really appealing to me. Most people want to know what can I earn, how long does it take, all those sorts of things. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to run through the 4 levels. I will personally talk about my experience through each level as well. I've got no problems in doing that, but I'm also going to show you these are the averages in Australia. Because it's only been in New Zealand for a year, we haven't got the averages yet. So I'm going to go through the averages in Australia for you. Now, there are so many variables in this, and I'll show you because compared to mine, these variables are different. And everybody in my business has been very, very different. No matter who you are, you have to join as an independent consultant. You can't come in at any level. First level of management is what's called a district manager. Now, the average time in Australia to get there is 5 months. The average income is $324 per month. So, look, it took me 2 months to get there. It could take you 12 months to get there. It could take you 5 months. This is your business. It is completely up to you. I averaged around, or my highest check as a district manager is actually $1,500 for the month. Now, when I looked at that, I went, that is ridiculous on how much I was able to earn in those first, couple of months. So, as I said, it took me 2 months. Some people look at $324 and go, gee, that's not much. Some people look at $324 and go, oh, my God, that would be amazing in our household. As I said, mine was $1,500. Now, as I said to you before, my last business cost us $1 million. I worked the business 24/7. We did not leave. We're there every single day of the week and every single night. I didn't earn an income for 2 years when I had that business. I was able to earn an income in 2 months in this business of around $1,500 per month. That was huge, and I do not know another business with such a low startup, with such low overheads, with the ability to earn that type of income. Plus, I was working 5 hours a week doing that. Area manager is the second level of management. Now, the average time in Australia to get there is 14 months. Average income in Australia is $1,600 per month. So what I want you to think about, if you just kept doing exactly what you're doing today, plus had an extra $1,600 in your bank account every month, what would you do with that? Some people may want to go shopping with that and buy some great shoes. Some people may want to go on a holiday. Some people may want to put it towards their mortgage. Depends how sensible you are. There's so many things. And as I said, everyone will do that for a different reason. My highest check as an area manager was $6,000 for the month. Again, part-time hours. I was working 5 to 10 hours a week doing that. Now, I actually couldn't believe it at this level because if I went and worked a full-time job doing what I'm educated to do, I couldn't earn $6,000 a month working 40 hours a week. I just couldn't do it. I wouldn't get paid that much. So for me to be able to do that alongside everything else I was doing and looking after my kids and not really changing anything there, that was a big one for me. And I think that's when my husband sort of looked at me, oh, maybe this is a real business. Maybe this might work. I'm like, oh, it will work. I'll show you. Regional Vice President is the third level of management. Average time to get there is 25 months in Australia. Average income in Australia is just over $6,500 per month. Again, sitting on the call now, if you keep doing exactly what you're doing and had an exact extra $6,500 per month in your bank account, what would you do with it? Average time is 25 months. It did take me 8 months to get there. It took somebody in my team 5 months to get there. It could take you 5 years to get there. It is your business. In my organisation, there's 30 regional vice presidents, and I've been in the business 5 years, and everyone's done it under that time. So, it just goes to show it's completely up to you what you want to do with it. My highest check as a regional vice president was actually $20,000 for the month, and that was never, ever anything I ever expected to ever earn in this business, let alone in such a short time frame. But not even in this business ever. I never thought I'd be able to contribute that much to our household. Now, as I said, it's different for everyone, but what it means to them, but what it meant for us, as I said, my husband was a builder. He's still a builder, but he, isn't building as much as such. But he had a really bad back. He probably slept 2 hours a night. He was on painkillers. He was a grump to live with. He just was not happy. But he had to keep doing what he's doing because he was the main breadwinner, and he had to pay our mortgage and all of those things. But as a regional vice president and me earning that income, he was able to walk away from that. He was able to go and have an operation and go and rehab properly from that operation. And we did not have the stress and the pressure that we would have had otherwise. And that was a huge, huge thing that I thought, if I didn't do this business, what position would we be in? So that was a big one for us. Regional vice president, you'll see the Mercedes-Benz sign. What that means is the company Arbonne is affiliated with Mercedes, and it has been for 37 years. At this level, if you want to take out the lease of a car, you can. It's your car, it's in your name, but if it's a Mercedes and if it's white, Arbonne will pay you an $1,100 cash bonus on top of your income every month to go towards the lease of the car. Okay, so you can choose any model. It could be a sports car, it could be a van, it could be a sedan, whatever it is, but you get the $1,100 every month. So for me, I got the four-wheel drive. That suited our family. My repayments were $1,180 per month. I put $80 of my own money towards it, but I got the $1,100 from Arbonne. You can get a cheaper car and take the extra cash. You can get a more expensive car, just put more towards it. Up to you, but it does have to be white and it does have to be Mercedes. They're the rules. I was happy with those rules. It was better than what I was driving. And then National Vice President is the top level, which is what I'm a National Vice President. There are 6 in my organisation alone. The average time in Australia to get there is 41 months. Average income is just over $18,000 per month. I honestly, and I tell everybody this in every presentation I do, would not care if it took me 10 years to get to this level. I'd do it, because 10 years is going to go whether I do this business or not. And to have the opportunity to even bring home, like I've been able to earn double that per month in my organisation by still working part-time hours, but by helping other people. That is huge. And as I said, that wasn't what I did this business for or what I thought I'd do this for, but it's what I've been able to do by growing, a fantastic organisation. And any one of you on the call, if that is what you desire, can absolutely do it too. Because believe me, if I can, you can. With no idea what I was doing, but I was willing to learn. I was willing to put in the part-time hours consistently, and I was willing to, I was giving my business a 5-year plan. I was just lucky that my business, not lucky, I put in the work, and I helped as many people as I could. I was able to grow that organisation in 17 months. Now, you still do get the Mercedes cash bonus. It just goes up to $1,400 per month as a National Vice President. As a nation, there are so many other perks too. They do send you and your partner to Maui every year for a holiday paid for, which is fantastic. So I get to go over January to Maui. I didn't travel really past Victoria before I did, or past Australia really, when I did this business. So I've been able to travel all paid for to Italy, to Norway, to New Zealand, around Australia. If travel is your thing, a great business to be a part of. If jewellery is your thing, we're affiliated with Tiffany's, you get gifted lots of Tiffany's jewellery. Building friendships is your thing. You build massive groups of friendships, which is, has been fantastic too. There are so many perks. And look, probably it's funny, the more people I speak to in this business, and as I said, we've got people from so many different industries, but I've spoken to a lot of nurses, a lot of teachers, and a lot of police officers, and they've been in their professions for maybe 10 years. And they said after 10 years, we are lucky if we get a gold pen as a thank you by giving so much, and the pay is not great. They say they've been in this business 3 years. They're already driving around in a Mercedes. They've been going away to Maui on holidays, and they have been never compensated so greatly, before ever. And that's just, it's funny to be able to see just the difference in that. So it's a great company to be a part of for that as well. So how do you be a part of Arbonne if this is what you want to do? There's, a few different ways you can be a part of Arbonne. If you want to be an independent consultant, which is what I wanted to be, and earn an income. In New Zealand, it is $121 to become a consultant, to become an independent consultant. In Australia, it is $105. So obviously the currency difference there. So if you become an independent consultant, what that gives you is a 35 to 50% off all of your own products, all of the recommended retail price. So you get your own website, you get your own shop, you get to shop online from your own shop at a 35 to 50% off discount. You also obviously get the opportunity, to take part in the Mercedes-Benz program. You get lots of personal growth. You get lots of training. You get all of those sorts of things. Now, if you want to become an independent consultant, Arbonne do recognise you do need some products to use for yourself at home, because you are obviously using products from your own shop. Plus, you want to be sharing these products with other people and giving them samples and kits to try. So go back to the person that asked you to jump on this call tonight, and they will show you how to get started successfully with how you want to run your business. And what you need to get started for yourself. So, as I said, I started my whole business for less than the cost of a laptop, and I earned that money back within, 2 months of my business. So that's how I saw that level. It really was that low startup with that low risk factor as well. You may not want to do the business, and that is absolutely fine. Not everybody wants to do social marketing. Not everyone wants to be a lawyer, or not everyone wants to be a hairdresser. But you may love these products because you've tried them, or you will get to try them. And you may say, I just want to buy these products at a discount or at full recommended retail price. So you can become what's called a preferred client. So again, you can get your own ID. It is in New Zealand $31, and in Australia it's $27, and you'll get a 20 to 40% off discount off all the products. You can still shop online whenever you want. It can get delivered straight to your door, because I don't handle money. I don't drop off products. I don't do that. That is the beauty with online shopping these days. You just can't earn an income as a preferred client, but you can still get that discount of 20 to 40% off. Or you may want to host something for someone. You may go, do you know what, it's not for me, but I'm happy to get a couple of people online and then listen to the presentation because I think it'll be fantastic for them, or I know they're looking for a plan B, or I know they're looking for an extra income stream in their home. Whatever the reason is, as I said, everybody starts for a different reason. So I hope that has helped you, answer some of your questions. I hope it's helped you make a bit more of a decision. I know when I first heard it, as I said, I was very very not negative at the start, but I was very, I'm not doing this at the start. By the end of that presentation, I had all that excitement in my stomach. Like, oh my gosh, maybe I could do this. Maybe I was not a very confident person at that stage. I didn't want to speak to a group like this, but I thought I could speak to one-on-one. I could do all that. Started getting excited, but then all of the, I don't know if I can do it. What if it doesn't work? What if I fail? What are people going to think was a huge one for me. Like, I live in a small town with no traffic lights and one main street. I didn't want to walk down that main street and people see me and start crossing the road and, thinking I'm trying to do something to, all those sorts of things were going through my head. And then I went, do you know what? No one is offering me anything better, or I'd take it, or no one's offering to pay my mortgage, or no one's offering to put my kids through private school. I had to do that. And was I really going to let all of those negative thoughts or worries stop me? And I'm so glad I turned the what if it doesn't work to what if it does work. I jumped in and I have not regretted a second of the past 5 years. It has been amazing and it was the best decision I have made. I know my life would look very different today if I had said no to this business to what it does today. So, as I said, I hope that's helped help you make a bit of a decision. Don't let the worry and the fear hold you back, because that's usually what holds most people back. And go back to the person that's asked you to jump on, and I will answer any more questions if you have any, put them in the chat feed. But otherwise, I hope to see you all again soon. Again, thank you so much for jumping on and have a great night. See you guys.